We are loud, obnoxious, and completely inappropriate. Viewers' discretion is strongly advised. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Coffee Mug Show. This is episode 11, recorded live on February 5th, 2019. My name is Leonard, and I'm joined by two of my lovely co-hosts, Derek and Mark. Hello, boys.
Lovely.
Lovely. We're officially
Really?
prime time.
Yeah, we're not lovely.
How about you, Derek? How you doing?
Really lovely.
Lovely, eh? Lovely. Awesome. Okay, guys.
Oh, this is gonna be a long night.
Oh, yeah. So, guys, if you guys are watching us on YouTube and Twitch, our chat
thank
rooms
you very
are
much.
open. What?
We thank you very much because Trump is making his inaugural or State of the Union address right now.
Well,
so if
we're
you're
better.
with us, we're better than that, exactly.
So if you want to watch something else much better than the Trump thing, definitely watch us. So if you guys are watching us on live, if you guys are watching us live on YouTube and Twitch, you can join us in our chat room and just be part of our conversation. Okay? And Mark is actually volunteered to moderate the chat room again.
Wait, no. I was voluntold. I didn't volunteer. I was just voluntold right now, all right?
Oh, yeah, he's been voluntold, yes. So, okay, guys, we're going to straight
Ooh,
to...
Platinum's on.
Ah, welcome, guys. Miss us? So,
Platinum is on.
yeah, so, okay, guys, so we'll go straight to our first topic here.
Really?
Facebook. Yeah, of course. You guys want a bit more fast-paced, right? So first, actually, before we do our first topic, I just want to let you guys know that I'm actually going to start showing our chat on screen. So if people are actually watching us, you can actually see your chats showing up on screen now. This is the technology. This is why there's a gap between our shows. We're trying to upgrade our stuff. So
No, I was moving. I was moving in between this time.
And Mark was getting me my new computer up and running.
Yes, I built them. And wait, can you guys see? Oh, they can't see behind me.
No.
Nobody can see behind me all the other junk and computer parts I have here waiting for another. I got one built already that's ready to go out the door, whoever wants it. And then we got all the parts for that ITX build.
Ah, perfect. So coming up. Yeah, stand by for that one. So okay, guys. So here's our first topic. Facebook blocked third-party tools that collects information on political ads. The company says they're trying to avoid malicious third party from scraping users' data. Rob Leather, the company's vice president of product, who also specializes in ad transparency, says that the change was not intended to lock out journalists and other nonprofit and advocacy group. Instead, they're trying to protect people's privacy and their data. I think they learned their lessons from Cambridge Analytics in this one.
Well, see, here's the thing. They're damned if they do, and they're damned if they don't. Bottom line.
Their business model is about basically selling your data. Now, maybe not your name and address, maybe whatever, but their entire business model is based around selling information about you. So, yeah, I'll believe that when I see it.
So, do you still trust Facebook?
I trust Facebook as much as I can actually throw them.
I think that from a malicious perspective, I don't think they're trying to sell our names and so forth, but they are trying to sell your data. They are trying to say that you are a part of this group that likes Game of Thrones. They definitely want to sell that because advertising wants to know, and that's their business model, right?
Well, here's the thing. If we want Facebook free, they have to find their money somewhere else. If we don't want all these ads, we don't want all this tracking, then they will have to start charging us because they will need their own, they need their money to be able to run Facebook, right? So, I mean, it's like everything. It's like you download a free game from the Google Store or the Apple Store. you can go ad free, but you have to pay, you gotta pay.
I think that the main point here is the breach that happened put in a lot of personal data. So the mechanism to protect the person's personal data, simply to say that, there's an individual, they have an ID assigned to us and not including our name or so forth. If I'm just some guy they're pushing out data about, I expect that from Facebook. What I don't expect is for companies to get phone numbers and addresses and all that sort of stuff, right?
Yeah.
That's the expectation, and that's what they failed at, right?
Well, yeah, I mean, yes, they failed at that, but then again, you have to look at what people put on Facebook and what apps they allow to what to be seen on Facebook. I mean, again, Cambridge Analytica got all this information, by what means, but anybody can get any information off of Facebook. Like I said, you play a game now, it asks you to access your Facebook. Then it actually tells you, well, we're going to have access to your profile. We're going to have access to your friends. We're going to have access to your live feed. So
I think for me, the more concerning part is when it asks you for things like access to your video files, access to your microphone. Why the heck does the app need to access my microphone and my phone, right? Weird things that have nothing to do with a gaming app or anything like that.
I know, and I mean, it's like, why do you need access to my camera? Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, again, it's like, but if you don't want them to have access, guess what? You say no, and you don't install the pro. Like I said, Facebook is damned if they do and it's damned if they don't. Like they walk on a line where if we don't do this and more information gets out, we'll get nailed. Well, we put something into place right now. Guess what? People are getting pissed off because they're getting blocked. Well, what is it? What do we really have to take by this? Are they really trying to protect our privacy, or are they trying to protect themselves? Which is
okay. For that point, Facebook is always trying to protect itself. It does not care about you. You're a data point to them. Okay, let's just be clear about that first off.
Definitely.
Secondly, the other question is, what kind of accountability is there for them? None. They're one of the biggest companies in the world. What happened after the data breach? Everybody whined a little. Everybody was upset, so forth and so on. They said they'd never do it again, and things went on. Was there, a Congress investigation of it? Were they subpoenaed in any way? Were they fined anyway? No, they weren't.
Actually, no, there was an investigation because Zuckerberg did get called into what was that?
It was a Senate hearing against regarding their privacy issues.
Right. I remember that. You're right. I guess my point was in regards to fines, in regards to some financial impact to the company, right? What did Zuckerberg do? He went in front of a couple of congressmen and he made them look like morons because they didn't know what a tweet was or what.
Yeah, first of all, some of the questions that some of the senators are asking are just plain stupidly dumb. So that's why he got away with a lot of things.
I mean, like we got Platinum 728 saying people have to take more responsibility for themselves and be careful about what they put on Facebook.
Okay,
which is
definitely true. Yeah. Okay, how about this though? If after all said and done from last year and this year regarding the privacy thing, have you guys ended up like stripping down your personal information on Facebook? For example, your birthday, your last name, your sex, your everything. You name it. Did you strip that down already, or is it it's still like your full name in it, your full birthday, everything?
Actually, wait, hold on. I think your last name is required.
It is, but you can actually just change it. Remember when we signed up at the beginning? It's
well, I know before you could sign on say using a different name, but now they've actually changed it. They want you to put your full name on. In regard to, I don't put my phone number on here. My birthday, my year of birth has never been published. But my birthday is there.
But you're old. We're going to say that. You're old, right?
I'm not old. I still get carded. Okay. Which means I am still 25.
How about
So,
you, Derek?
no, I'm old. I'm definitely old.
Well, that and have you stripped your information yet from Facebook?
I've never been a high user of Facebook. I tend to look at it as the more stuff you put on there, and that level of trust that people put into Facebook, I think, is misplaced. The idea of Facebook is that you share everything with your friends, and that's wonderful. But you're also sharing that with Facebook, right? And things like your phone number, your actual mailing address, these things are not necessary because, again, if they're your friends, they already have this information, or they should at least. So I don't really see the need to do that. I think there's a lot of personal responsibility that has to go into play here. There's a lot of businesses on Facebook, and that's a bit different than personal profiles. I think the people that just have an open profile are asking for trouble, in regards to that. But also there are people in this day and age, especially younger people, who need to have that validation and so forth. But being on Facebook and having every little thing open and getting new followers on Facebook and so forth, it's a numbers game to them, right? So that's another thing that we got to talk. That's a cultural thing, right? I'm a little old school that way.
It is because I think last time we actually talked about this, some of us do use Facebook for communicating with our friends around the other side of the world, right? Trying to figure out what's happening, right? So,
like I said, I really like using Facebook to see what's going on in the Philippines with my family there, or seeing what's going on in the United States with my family there as well, right? Actually, what's this? It's just like the whole hot coffee situation where someone ordered our coffee, spilt it and themselves, and then sued the companies. So now they have to put careful hot on it. Really, what do they expect when ordering a coffee?
I agree.
Actually, you know what? I will definitely address this because I did work for McDonald's, and a very important information here. Do you know how hot a coffee is at Starbucks?
Incredibly hot.
It is over 100 degrees Celsius. And I think if you go not too hot, it goes down, it just goes to 100. So these coffee machines, like we know it's going to be a hot coffee, but do we know it's going to be scalding hot? Like you spill that on you, it's going to hurt you.
It's right? Like Facebook. So, if you ask for too much, it gets too hot and it spills all over you. You're screwed with your privacy.
Well, true, but these, but again, and this is what we talked about before. Does anybody read the end user agreement with whenever they sign up to things?
I skim it.
But to be fair to people, and I try to read it. Sometimes it's like 18 pages long, and they do that partially intentionally. There's a lot of filler in there. But a lot of it is legal jargon. If you don't understand legal jargon, then it's confusing to you.
That's right. And that's with any contract that you sign. Like you go buy a car, you sign up for a cell phone, you sign up for your Rogers internet cable or whatever. You sign a license agreement or an end user agreement, and you're supposed to read it before you sign, right? How many times you go and join a contest and you just say, okay, yes, I agree to the terms and conditions. Like, did you read what the terms and conditions are? Like, did you know that after you win, you have to take a picture taken, and any picture taken is the property of that company. They can use it for any promotional material that they want. Even schools now, when you apply for schools, they ask you, do you want your kids to be used in media? And you have to sign off on it if you want it or not. And if you say no, then guess what? While everybody else is getting pictures taken for your school or for some promotional material, your child is put to the side so that they're not seen.
Really?
Yeah. You sign a media release form now at schools.
Oh yeah, the media release form, that's understandable, right? But still, that's kind of.
Well, I mean, like myself, it's like, do I want my children to be seen? Do you want your children to be seen? Like, guess what? Once they take that picture, it's their property, and they can use it wherever they want.
It's a good point, actually, to say that they're able to use it wherever, in any promotion, any advertising they want. You've given them permission to do that. Say it's some embarrassing picture, which some marketing person at Facebook finds it interesting. It's their property. It's not your property.
Mm-hmm. Right? Again, and it's all in context as well. Like, you take a picture of a child taking a bath. Some people find it cute. Some people find it offensive. We'll call it child pornography.
Another thing is, if you think about, when you give permission to Facebook to have your contacts and all that, maybe your friends don't want their personal information being given to somebody else because you're actually giving that permission as well, right?
Actually, here's a good one though. Photos in Facebook. If your friends tag you, is your setting says do not show your photos being tagged? Or
it still gets tagged. You still be seen. Like,
oh yeah, that's what I meant. But it's not going to be like televised out saying that it's being. Mark has been like, it doesn't get broadcast to all your friends that's being tagged.
On my side may not, but their side may.
No.
Does anybody on the chat have a comment on this?
Let's. Okay, if we can't put our real name on Facebook though, that defeats the purpose, and people from your past won't be able to search and find you. True. Worse than that, some creep could use that pic of your child to assist with kidnapping, etc. You know what? You know what? The one thing I do not turn on, and I will tell you this, the one thing I do not turn on my phone is geosynchronous tagging on my photos.
Yeah, geotagging, yeah. Yeah, I have mine off too.
I have it turned off. Why? Because people will know where you are.
Well, okay, how about this? Chat room, have you guys actually have your photos tagged, like GPS tagged, and tag your friends at the same time, and you start getting a lot of weird advertising from it? Like, for example, if you go out of town, let's say Niagara Falls, tag something there. So I'm in Niagara Falls. Next thing you start getting advertising from the business around Niagara Falls. So if that happens to you guys in chat room, let us know. I'm kind of curious because I never turned mine on since the beginning, so I never seen it.
No,
So.
when you check in somewhere on Facebook, like for example, if you check in, you're at the Cineplex Theater, at Victoria Park or whatever, or Kennedy Scarborough Town Center, for example.
If you guys are not from Toronto, that's like a suburbs of downtown Toronto.
Yeah. I mean, anywhere you start getting ads around that area. That's because of Facebook. Also, what I don't like is I do a Google search on something. I do a search on Amazon about something. All of a sudden, every feed I have on the internet, from Facebook, Instagram, even just on just doing my regular Google search, I get ads of things that I've searched for. I don't like.
No.
Derek?
I'm sure, marketing like hemorrhoid cream ads coming up is very upsetting to him. I can understand that completely.
Yeah, I don't check in places on Facebook because the people will know I'm away and my house is empty and they could rob from me. You know what?
Here's the thing. If somebody is looking at your track and you're trying to break into your place and they know that and they know where you live and they're using it for that purpose, then you should have like a security system or something,
Okay, do not like, it has happened. People have done
Yeah,
it.
there's stories came out, right? I remember that, yeah. Because I remember saying that that some people actually say do not tag or do not check it that you're going to the airport and flying away.
That one I completely agree with. That one is a definite no.
No, but also, you know what? I'll tell you this, not just tagging, but do you know those little stickers, family stickers that you put on the back window of your car, showing.
Oh, the matchbox, the match family thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you know how they have like soccer practice, like they play soccer, hockey, and all that. Well, people have gotten robbed because they they follow the family, they find out what the schedule is because they know that they have hockey or whatever, and they wait. And because of that, people know that, hey, these families are away because they're at hockey practice now. Let's go.
Oh, that's kind of. I don't know, guys. This privacy thing sometimes it comes to the. As you said, it's like you want your privacy, but your half of your world's in the internet,
Yep.
right? So
Uh,
that's fun. Well, speaking of the internet, let's get to the next topic here. Apple turned off group FaceTime before discovering an eavesdropping bug.
Yeah, sorry about this one. Oh, someone could know that I'm in Cinebex and come to attack me.
Maybe you can explain it a little, Leonard.
Yeah. So the bug came out about a week ago. The bug affects calls to iPhones and reportedly impacting calls to Macs as well. So it actually turns on your mic as a hot mic. So this has been discovered. Significantly bug allows iPhone users to call another device via FaceTime and hear an audio at the other side of at the other person's before the recipient turn on call or answer the call. Accept the call. Yeah. 95 Max has reproduced this FaceTime bug with an iPhone 10, calling to another iPhone XR. They believe that it only affects iOS device running 12.1 or later. So hold on. So Apple found the bug and they know how to fix it, but they're not going to release the software update until sometime next week. Okay. So for now, all FaceTime group chats has been disabled until they fixed it. Then they'll turn it back on us after the software patch has been released.
Okay. So there's the one thing that they don't mention here. I actually heard about this issue on 680 News. It's a radio station here that I listen to. The person who discovered this was a 14-year-old boy in Tucson, Arizona. He and his mom emailed, faxed, messaged, tweeted, called Apple, and took Apple 9 days to respond. How about this? Right. So if this was this story came out on February 1st. So this was and then Apple made an announcement the Friday prior.
Yeah.
So yeah, just like on the
January 28th, the first article came out on January 28th from 9 to 5 Mac.
Yeah, and they made the announcement on February 1st, on Friday.
Yeah.
About it.
Yeah,
So,
I think because to be honest with you, the big one that came out, the 1.2, was actually a pretty big update. It's a security update, actually.
Yeah.
How weird is that?
And I agree with Platinum for sure that's why everyone should be having Android and not an iPhone.
Well, put it this way: this is the only first bug. Whatever. Yeah.
Okay, well, tell me something. Tell me something about this, Leonard. Has Mac done anything for the Spectre and Meltdown?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't pay attention to that. I haven't paid attention to any Mac hardware for a while.
Oh, why is that? Because somebody switched over to PC?
Well, first of all, a new Mac is super expensive. Okay, so leave me alone. Either way, but let's just go back to this topic here, shall we? So this issue that they have regarding the FaceTime was not a good timing because they're already having issues regarding their stock prices. They're not considered the most wealthiest company anymore because their iPhone sale drops. No, Amazon's actually considered they're actually more profitable. Amazon-wise.
Actually, no. I think this morning that changed.
They changed? Oh, yeah. Damn. Okay. So back last week, they had issues with their stock because they released their quarterly earnings and it wasn't very good because the iPhone still dropped. No one's willing to buy a $1,500 phone.
Every year after
every
year,
couple of years. So yeah, exactly.
Year after year.
So okay, like I'm gonna give this to you Google fanboys out there that Apple is losing market share, and I'm not denying that at all. Their stuff are super expensive. It is premium product. You can't deny that. Having said that, as soon as Apple starts screwing up even updates like this, or even apps, simple apps like this, it really ruins their reputation overall, all over again. You know what I mean? It's like they need to like slow down a bit and just rethink all this stuff that they're trying to release. I think that's the biggest issue they have.
You're an Apple fanboy. Well, we're slowly turning you. Mark and I are working on it real hard. We took care of the
Super
PC.
hard.
Now we got to work on the phone, and we'll be good. Anyway, so the problem with Apple here is that they are really trying very hard to put an image of great customer service and great innovation. And the reality is they haven't innovated in years. The
No,
second
no.
problem is that their customer service is terrible.
Oh, it's awful now. Before it was
Absolutely
amazing. Now it's
terrible.
awful.
And
I remember.
so when you add bad customer service and exorbitant prices, there's no real magic to why their stock price is dropping, because people are not buying a new iPhone year after year after year after year. Why? Because they haven't innovated. They haven't really done anything major, and they're stuck in this loop where this is what Steve Jobs released, and this is what we can do now. They've only made it larger or maybe added a faster processor, but really in the end, it hasn't really changed that much in a decade.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%. The iPhone hasn't really been spectacular, like amazing. Like how I see it is like every 2 or 3 years, they put something really really great that actually it just changes everything. But after between those changes, they're just
But
stagnant. They're just stagnant.
You're saying that. You're saying they put something that's great. But often what they've done is they've taken something that Android has already been doing for years and they rebrand it as something they're doing.
Oh, no, I'm not denying that. I'm not denying that at all. I'm not denying that at all.
Please, Mark, chime in here at any point.
Mark?
Oh, right to
I'm
repair.
waiting for you.
Right to repair.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, I know.
Okay. Here, like.
Don't
we
send
already-
it through there. Send it through the to our Gmail chat if you're trying to send a link.
Oh, all right.
Take a look, Leonard. You take a look at the chat while Mark has his speech here for a minute. Go ahead, Mark. I want to hear it.
Right to repair. So Apple does not want you repairing your own product. So there's this thing going on in the States right now called Right to Repair, and they're actually lobbying the government to make it a law that you have the right to repair your own product.
Yes.
Apple does not want that. To the point where Apple has been creating their own screws, so you can't even open up your own device. There was a YouTube video that was posted by the CBC News.
Yeah, that was a good news. That was a good one.
They actually had one of their guys. They already knew what was wrong with the laptop. They walked into the store, the one at the Toronto Eaton Center. They talked to the what do you call those guys at the desk?
Apple Genius, I think.
The Genius Bar. There it is.
Yeah, that's it.
They brought it to the back and they opened it up. First thing that and then when they came back out, the first thing that they said was, well, all your watermarks have turned red, meaning that something got spilled on your laptop when nothing was spilled. And to repair this, you got to pay this amount. They can't repair it. You could just, you got to change this portion of the laptop. You got to change this portion of the laptop, and at that point, you should just buy a brand new laptop. So what they did, the guys, they left. They went to New York City, and I keep forgetting this guy's name. I do apologize.
Yeah, he actually has a very good YouTube channel.
Yeah. What is his name?
I Fix It Guy. That's it.
Louis Rossman. That's
Yeah.
it. Louis Rossman. Great guy. He takes a look at the laptop, quickly looks it up, opens it up, sees that it was a bent pin.
Yes.
Just one small bent pin that he bends back slightly, carefully, plugs it back in, boom, laptop's working. That would have just cost you $100 to repair.
Yeah.
Right? Or if you knew what you were doing, you could repair it yourself. And then the whole thing about those watermarks. Guess what? You use your laptop in an area that has high humidity, those things will turn red. You leave your phone in the bathroom when you shower, those little watermarks will turn red. Nothing has spilled on it. But the moment that Apple opens it up and sees it, well, they're going to say, well, something spilled on it. Even though nothing had spilled on it, but it's your word against theirs.
Was that our chat, guys? Because I heard a beep there.
Oh, no, that's my phone. You know, so, and this whole thing about them not allowing you, or, they actually sent a cease and desist order for against Louis Rossman because he posted one of a repair manual.
Yeah, and New York said Apple can't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, trust me, I'm saying that everyone has the right to fix their stuff. I have no problems with that. I have no issues with that. What Apple has been doing regarding that is completely below the belt. Again, no issues with that at all.
The problem with Apple is that they know that if they lose control of that, they're going to lose their sales, because people typically will keep a laptop for a few years. And so their strategy to have people buy these exorbitant costly laptops, which are not, for the record, top of the line. I mean, they're very user-friendly, don't get me wrong. They're great that way. But they're not the highest-end laptop. In fact, Mark could build you a better one for a lot cheaper.
Oh, I can't build laptops.
I just meant a computer.
Yeah,
I mean, a laptop, but basically something to do with a desktop or something to that effect. That would be more powerful in that way.
Well, actually, you know what? Another story, and we don't even have to go with. We can go with Linus Tech Tips.
Oh, his screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, his story was very interesting too.
Yeah, I agree. The weird thing, I checked on that after Mark. Actually, you're the one who actually told me about that. I looked into that even more. I'm not sure if you guys can actually open an iMac before, because I ended up opening an iMac because I had to fix it myself, and it was I'm not joking. It is one of the hardest things I ever done. Ever. It's and I was working with an ex Apple genius guy who was helping me to remove the screen side.
Okay, I'll say this, and don't get me wrong. Like, if you're not used to it, like even me, depending upon which laptop I get, if I've never dealt with a certain laptop before, and I had to open it up, yeah, it can be a difficult process because you don't know where things are. This whole thing with Linus Tech Tips was, yes, they admit it was their fault. They broke it. We will pay to get it fixed. But they had to jump through so many different hoops to even get the parts. They even went to a certified Apple repair location.
Well, let's be clear about the story here, just so, and it's been a little while, so if I'm wrong here, you guys let me know. So the story was Linus Tech Tips was doing a review of one of their computers.
Yeah.
And they intentionally not intentionally.
They intentionally opened it, yeah.
They intentionally opened it, and didn't it fall off a counter or something like that accidentally?
No, it didn't fall off a counter. What actually happened, if you actually watch it, because if you take a look at the Mac, that Pro, the power supply is actually open. There's no protective shielding on it. So when they were putting the screen back on, it actually brushed up against the power supply, and it created a spark. He dropped the screen at that point when he got the spark, and it cracked the screen. But by that spark as well, something got fried on the with the system itself.
Right. So then he goes to Apple and he says, look, I made a mistake. It's my fault. I'm going to pay whatever you want to fix the thing. But they didn't have the part. And the interesting part was that this was a brand new product.
It's just a week later, yeah.
Yeah, it's a brand new product. They said they had no spare parts for it.
And that's what one of the issues were. First of all, even their certified techs weren't trained on it. And you can't get the part. They can't order the part unless you're certified on it. But yet you release a product that nobody's certified on. That yet you don't. There's no parts available for it. So to cut it short, yeah, they went through so much, jumping through hoops and going back and through many emails until they finally got the parts. And I think they got the parts. It got snuck out to them. Put it that way.
Yeah,
it got snuck out to them. So, but. In a sense, with Apple doing this or putting such tight control on what they want to do, it's like you're not inviting people to come to you. You know what I mean? Like if you were more open about it, yeah, maybe a lot more people might be more, able to come to you and say, okay, I want to try your products. I don't use Apple iPhones at all because, for one, I don't like using iTunes to be able to load my music in and out. Right? The only way I can, take my photos off is using Apple iTunes. Why can't I?
You don't have to do that anymore, right?
And here's another.
Here's
an interesting example, guys, and this is not directly related, so we'll just preface that. But I recently bought a set of earbuds, sleeping earbuds, actually, from Bose, and these were very extraordinary priced. You're paying for the brand, you're paying for everything. But the nice thing, the thing that really surprised me, the thing that I was very happy about was when I went in the store, they actually had a pair there I could try. I could actually try it in the store. And their guarantee was 30 days, money back, 90 days, exchange. 30 days, money back. Like, if you're going to stand behind your product, stand behind your product. And Apple doesn't do that. And especially with this supply chain, the way it is right now and the way they're looking at it, it's as if we don't care. As soon as we've gotten your money, we're just going to demand you give us more money. We don't really care. There's no guarantee on our product. We say it's high end. They say it's the highest end. It's the best product ever. It's so innovative. It's so stylish. I don't believe any of that crap from them, right? None of it. Because they don't back it up in any way, shape, or form. Like, what guarantee is with the laptop with them right now? I mean, that's a bit unfair because it's the laptop versus what I was saying. But still, it's some kind of guarantee that they're going to back up their product, right?
Yeah, for warranty in Apple, you get 90 days. Sorry, hold on. If I remember it correctly, it's 90 days. Upon purchasing anything, it's 100% covered. With some limitation. After that, it's 120 days for any repairs, but there's a fee. After 120 days, it's covered for a year, but there's a fee for anything that happens to any of the products.
Okay. Hold on. Let's see this. Oh, sorry. Give me a second here.
Why do you check the chat, Leonard?
They're just making fun of me. Don't worry about it. Hold on.
Okay, I don't know if you guys can see this.
Yeah, we got you. We got you.
Right there. 5-year warranty, limited. Fine, it's a Corsair guarantee for 5 years.
You have to define what's considered limit because they can say okay, I'm just saying overall warranties because I have to deal with warranties for work and they said if it's limited warranty it can be limited.
Yeah, it could be limited. Now, in regards to limited could also be the limited of the lifetime of the product. If with what they have here, if the product failed based upon, and this was pretty much a lot of warranties by a manufacturing defect, or it fails, not because of wear and tear or anything like that, but it just fails.
If if it fails coming from the factory, they're supposed to replace the whole thing.
Well, yeah, or they'll take a look at it and you send it in, and they'll cover any repairs, but they give you that 5 years. You're just saying that Apple gives 90
for the first initial, and after it goes 120, 130, then 1 year after that.
Well, let's be clear. We're not talking about you going out and dropping it on the sidewalk and so forth. However, I will say this. If you do go, this is the interesting, if you buy something on your credit card and you go out and you drop it, most credit cards have some sort of loss or stolen or damage or insurance on the card. All right. Most people don't realize that, which is something I should say to all the viewers. Check your credit card if that happens to you. If you walk out of the store and you drop it or it's lost or stolen, you can have it covered, most likely, depending on your credit card provider, right? But having said that, you can get better insurance from your credit card on an item or insurancing for it, right, than the actual manufacturer. When that is the case, I'm going to say that the manufacturer has failed. Also, for a limited warranty, it's important to see a company backing up their product. If Apple's supposed to be the best of the best, they should have no problem in backing it up. And again, that's not against physical damage or anything like that you as a person are doing. You drop it 5 feet, it's on you, buddy. You know?
Oh, exactly. Yeah. Like, it doesn't matter how good your warranty is. If you drop it, you drop it, right? So.
Like me dropping my phone 40 feet. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I dropped my phone.
I dropped my phone in the subway track, and it's still good.
No, I dropped my phone 40 feet, because I was working, and it came out of the holder. It was an outer box. Yeah, the phone broke. The screen broke because 40 feet and dropping on rocks, but the phone still worked. Did you
say an OtterBox failed that way, or was it an OtterBox?
No. The screen failed. Like if the screen itself, like my holder, actually, I didn't have it clipped in properly, so it fell off when I was leaning over the edge of the skyjack of the lift I was on. It fell 40 feet down, hit the building on the way down. It hit some and then landed.
Did you have that moment where you're watching it the entire time it's going down? It's like that slow motion, like, and music's going in the background.
It's like all you can see is like hit the wall, and you can just see my mouth go. Like that slow motion of it, that word coming out of my mouth, and then I get down, like it hits the ground. I get up, and it's like shit, that's broken. The screen's, the screen. I turn it on, phone turns on. I go to my car, Bluetooth is still working, and since everything was all connected, I was still able to make calls. I wasn't able to text. And then, you know what? That was an OtterBox. Yeah, nothing's gonna, like, the screen will never survive. But the phone, if I didn't have that OtterBox on, I know that phone would have shattered.
For sure.
I really am. We're not plugging here for the company. We're not affiliated with them, but we both love it. It's great.
But if you're willing to sponsor us, OtterBox, we're definitely willing to take your money and your case.
I will tell you this, though.
I will test any OtterBox out you want there, OtterBox. There you go.
Exactly.
Okay. I'm sorry, but this time around when I got my
give it to Mark. We promise we won't give it to Mark.
No, we should give it to Mark and get him to test it.
His wife might have a problem with that.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, this time I have a life proof. Why? Because the OtterBox Defender this time for the S9 was screenless, which I cannot have. I need a screen protector for my type of work. Sorry, OtterBox, but I want the life proof this time.
So, final word for this one before we get to our last topic.
Apple sucks.
You guys suck. Okay, here's our last topic here. Yeah, I think you guys are gonna like this one. I personally laughed my head off when I read this one. Twitch streamer accidentally fell asleep and woke up with more than 200 viewers watching him do his power nap.
Now, I'd like to say I haven't seen this, but my question is, I saw a screen grab of him and his head was like back like this. My question is, for people that have watched it, did he drool or stuff? I mean, I saw his head back. I don't know really, but
yeah, I think he was. So last Saturday, this guy named Jesse D Streamer was streaming on Twitch at the just chatting category. So you just chat.
Yeah.
For 2 hours, he was eating, watching TV, and not engaging to any of the chat at all. Next thing you know, Jesse de-streamed, dozed off on his couch, and woke up with more than 200 people watching him sleep in his channel.
Mm-hmm. And that's all it takes. And you know what? That's what I need. I need people to, start following me somehow.
Well, Platinum actually asked if this guy was snoring, I'll be that person would be laughing his head off. To be honest with you, after reading this, I'm very, very self-conscious when we do a test in Twitch to make sure my camera is always off when I leave the room.
Oh yes, please do.
Yeah, because this is kind of embarrassing. But put it this way, he got 200 viewers, right? And the question I have is, all these 200 people watching him sleep and taking a nap, were they mesmerized as this person actually fell asleep?
No, they were probably just yakking on the stream, like, look at this guy sleeping. Doesn't he look like he's drooling? Is he drooling now? Like, they were probably having this huge conversation about him.
Oh, for sure. But yeah, it was pretty interesting.
You know what? It doesn't matter. The guy got followers now. Like, and that's the thing. Like, you've actually, he might get in trouble by Twitch
No,
because
Why?
no,
Why
because
would he get in trouble?
he was under just chatting. Just chatting, you can just have a photo, or a
no, no,
backdrop, or a video.
no, but he was streaming. And since you are streaming, you cannot fall asleep. It's actually in the agreement.
Oh, really?
Really? I didn't know that.
Yes. Yeah. Read the article.
Read that.
Oh, yeah, let me scroll down. Hold on, hold on.
Somebody, Leonard, who we are streaming on Twitch, my hope would be that you know that.
Because I don't have to worry about me falling asleep in front of Twitch. So, so yeah, Amazon owned service accidentally fell asleep. Oh, actually, streamer. I think he works
It's
for
all
Amazon.
the terms of service. Falling asleep while streaming is against the gaming services.
And this is why Mark knows it, because he reads all of them.
I tried.
Yeah, I
to
didn't
read
go
all
that
of them.
far. But I just said, this guy fell asleep with 200 people watching him. That was already funny, so I just stopped it there. Yeah, so this guy is screwed. Either
Oh, no,
way.
no.
Well,
Either
I mean,
way.
look at it this way. He had a good nap. He wakes up, has all these viewers. Really, is he losing here?
Oh,
It's a
wait, hold
win-win
on.
for him. But Mark, you're saying something?
Yeah, he's snoring.
Was he
A
snoring?
little bit. A little bit.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, good for him. Power to him.
He has his mouth open and everything like that. He's not drooling, but he just fell
Yeah,
asleep.
I'll see if I can put the photo back on screen here so you guys can see what it looks like.
I'm actually watching the stream itself right now.
Yeah, I can't really show that stream actually.
Oh,
There
why
you go,
not?
guys.
Why not?
Because well, I just don't have the copyright for it.
Oh, it's public.
Yeah, I still have to have permission. I can show screenshot for permission.
Because it's a private channel. He wouldn't have permission to do it.
Yeah, yeah. So there's a lot of like legal bull crap that I have to go through to do all this
Really?
shit.
Because
So
here's the thing about Twitch: you can actually host this.
yeah, you can host it. Yeah, that's not a problem. But you still need That's why when you ask for hosting, you need the other person's permission.
No, you just click on host.
Well, we're not gonna do that.
Why not?
We have integrity, damn it. We're pseudo journalists here.
Pseudo-journalist. Like I'm hosting. See, I'm actually hosting this show on my channel right now.
Because you're part of the show, so you are entitled to host this show.
We have other streamers who would host another person. Like it's literally an option that you just take somebody, you host it on their site, so people can watch your feed, or your followers can watch a feed on you
Mhm.
while you're away. So you still keep your feed going on, and your people watching your channel.
You've
Okay,
got to
I
make
gotta
sure
f-
that your camera is off there, Leonard.
No, it's off. It's like my computer's already off. We should set that up for this channel there, Mark. Okay, guys. So, any last word for our first show back from our little break here, from our break for our holiday break? So hopefully you guys are watching in the interweb there. Hopefully you guys get like the new look of the show. You guys can see the chat on the side. Of course, we're going to be evolving all the time, and we are working with a brand new show, courtesy of Mark. He has his own show coming up. Well, we'll keep you guys posted when's that going to be. It's going to be closely to the end of February. So
Yes, it is.
yeah. So Mark, do you want to talk about it before we do our closing here?
Well, it's just something that we're gonna try to put together. It's called Garage Tech.
Yes.
Yeah, anything that I can do in my garage, we will try to film and post onto YouTube. The actual premiere episode, we're actually doing a full live stream on Twitch and on YouTube, of seeing if I can build an ITX machine in less than an hour and 7 minutes. This is
In a
just
minus 25-degree garage.
in a minus 25 degrees garage. Let's see this. Yeah, it's basically the premises is just letting people see tech that can be built. It doesn't have to be a high-end thing. It could just be random parts. And I think we already have an idea for this for a second build.
Yes. Yes. So we'll keep
So,
you posted on that one though. But the first
so
one,
yeah.
it's gonna be at the end of February. It's gonna be a live hour and a half long stream, and you'll see Mark sweat, freeze his ass off, and try to build a computer at the same time.
Yeah, I mean, like again, just a little backstory. Has something to do with a little Jay's 2 cents YouTube video back in actually a year ago, this month, where he built a ITX machine and he did it in like an hour and 7 minutes. And he basically at the end he goes, if you want to try to beat this time, try to beat it, record it. If I like it, I'll post it. So it's just one of the. It just took me a year to accumulate all the parts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, so let's see. Like I mean, like right now, let's see if we can get more people to follow us on YouTube and just subscribe. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We may need a third person to moderate the chat though, live with us that day.
That's fine. We'll figure something. Yeah, we'll ask for volunteer, or we'll volunteer someone.
Why do I feel it's coming to me now?
Exactly. If we're gonna freeze, you're gonna freeze with us, buddy.
Derek, you just gotta go down Winston Churchill all the way down to Dundas, and that's where I am. It's a nice straight drive for you. No turns, no left, right, just straight down one road.
Nice.
Okay, guys. Well,
All right.
so guys, thank you so much for watching our first show back from our holidays. This is episode 11. So, thank you again for watching. If you guys are if we do record this podcast live on YouTube and Twitch, we are going back to on air again next week, but this time it's gonna be Monday at 9 Eastern. So not Tuesday, but Monday. It's gonna be Monday evening, not morning, evening. Thank you. So again, it's gonna be Monday 9 p.m. Eastern time starting next week. If you guys click on the subscribe button, you'll get a notification when we go live and if we end up uploading new content. If you guys like this episode and any other episode, you can download them in your favorite podcasts. Just search for Radio 9 Podcasting Network. I just want to say thank you for joining us. We'll see you guys next week here at the Coffee Mug Show. Thank you very much and good night.
Night.
Night.